In this video, we're going to start looking at the reverse chain rule. There's going to be quite a few videos on the reverse chain rule because we're going to look at how to do it in lots of different forms. This is where integration becomes quite creative, where we're trying to spot and imagine what differentiated to the function that we're looking at. Let's jump straight in and explore this. All right, so this is the form that we are learning how to integrate. Now, before I really explain what this is all about, I'm going to show you a few examples of the chain rule in action. So let's say that we had a function like y equals x cubed plus 2x plus 10 all to the power 7. Well, we know how to differentiate this using the chain rule. So power comes down, so 7x cubed plus 2x plus 10 and drops by 1, and then we multiply by the derivative of the bracket, which is 3x squared plus 2. Neatened up a little bit and reshuffled around in a way that doesn't really matter, but it's just going to help my explanation later. I get 7 times 3x squared plus 2 times x cubed plus 2x plus 10 all to the 6. So let's think about this form that we've got here. What I've got is a function to the power of 6 here, and then floating around at the front is the derivative of that function. So we could think about this as some kind of f of x here, all to the power of 6, and then look, at the front is the derivative of f of x. Okay, and there's a number at the front, but we can always just correct for numbers at the end by multiplying up or down as we need. And so that's what this is talking about. If you see a function raised to a power and then the derivative of that function sitting there in some the front or the back, it's a telltale sign that the chain rule was used to differentiate a function, this function, but just raised to a power that's one more. Okay, the fact that this derivative has been spat out the front, okay, this here is the smoking gun at the scene of the crime, which tells me that what must have happened is this bracket here must have been differentiated where the power was one higher and it dropped by 1, then we multiplied by the derivative and there it is. Okay, so this really is sort of detective work where we're trying to trace backwards and say what must have happened. And whenever I see a function raised to a power and then the derivative of that function floating around somewhere, okay, lurking in the shadows, I know what must have happened was this function must have been differentiated where the power was one higher. Let's explore that in a few different scenarios. All right, so I'm going to try to integrate 1 minus 2x times 5 plus x minus x squared all cubed. Okay, so where is that smoking gun at the scene of the crime? Well, look, here's a function raised to a power, and here is the derivative of that function, because the derivative of this function is 0 plus 1 minus 2x, and there's 1 minus 2x sitting there. So I know that what must have happened is this bracket here, the 5 plus x minus x squared, must have been differentiated when the power was 1 higher. So this is going to be my guess, and I really do recommend that you go through this guess and check process, because as long as you can see the derivative of the bracket or some multiple of it, then you can be confident that your guess is the right form. The only thing you need to be careful of is what number do you get out the front, and that's what the guess and check helps you with. So this is what I suspect the answer is, but I want to see if my guess is either too big or too small by a number. Maybe it's 2 times as big as it should have been, or maybe it's 20 times, or maybe it's half the size. So I check by differentiating. So power comes down to the front, power drops by 1. Now multiply by the derivative of the bracket, which is 1 minus 2x, and now compare what we've got here. Well, it's exactly right in terms of the form, and by the form I mean the kind of functions bit. But look, I've got this 4 here, which I didn't want, so my guess was 4 times too big. That means that my answer is simply 1/4 of the thing that I guessed. It's 1/4 5 plus x minus x squared to the power of 4 plus c. And now we can just quickly run a check again in our heads. Power comes down, cancels with the quarter, and drops by 1, 2, 3. And now we can just run a check again in our heads. Power comes down to the front, cancels with the quarter, power drops by 1 to 3, and then we multiply by the derivative of the bracket, 1 minus 2x, and we're done. Okay, let's look at some more examples. So, trig example, integral of sine squared x cos x. So where is that smoking gun at the scene of the crime? We are detectives turning up at a crime scene. What happened? What's the evidence? Well, look, I can see a function of a function because that is sine x squared. That is a function raised to a power. And look over here. That is the derivative of sine x. Maybe it's easiest to rewrite this like this, cos x times sine x squared, because now it's quite clear that I've got a function raised to a power and the derivative of that function spat out. So what must have happened? What must have happened is sine x raised to a power that's 1 higher must have been differentiated. So that's going to be my guess. My guess is going to be sine x cubed, or sine cubed x. So I'll check just to check that the numbers are right. So power comes down to the front and drops by 1. And then I multiply by the derivative of the bracket, which is cos x. And then I check to see how does that compare to this. Well, it's 3 times too big, which means my guess was good, but 3 times too big. So I'll just divide my guess by 3. So 1/3 sine x all cubed, or sine cubed x. Maybe a nicer way to write that. Plus c. Okay, so that's the process. Hope you're starting to get a feel for this. Let's look at another example, and I totally encourage you to pause the video and try this one yourself. All right, so maybe you've had a go at this. I hope so. I'm just going to rewrite this root in a power form. It's a little bit easier to spot what's going on. So x squared and then x cubed minus 4 all to the power of a half. Okay, well, here's a function raised to a power, and do we have the derivative of this function out the front? Well, not exactly, but it's pretty close, because the derivative of this bracket is 3x squared, and I've got x squared. That's good enough, as long as the stuff you've got out the front is some multiple of the derivative, you're fine. And by some multiple, I mean some numerical multiple, like maybe it's, in this case, it's 1/3 of what it should have been, or maybe it's 5 times what it should have been. It can't be a whole function off. Like if the derivative of this bracket was sine x, and we have x squared here, well then you've got to try some other strategy. But as long as it's some multiple, which in this case it was, the derivative of this bracket is 3x squared and I've got x squared, that's fine. All of that will get sorted out in the guess and check. So my guess has to be that this bracket, x cubed minus 4, got differentiated down from something where the power was 1 higher. So 3/2, up from a half to 3/2. So we check this now by differentiating. So power comes down to the front and drops by 1, and then we multiply by the derivative of the bracket, which is 3x squared. And now I want to neaten this up so it's as clear as possible. So 3 times 3/2 is 9/2, and I've got an x squared, and then I've got my bracket, which is x cubed minus 4 to the power of a half. So how does this compare to the thing I was trying to integrate? It's perfect in form, that's like the function bit, but it's 9/2 times too big. Well, that's very easy to correct for. I'll just multiply by 2/9. So my guess was a great guess, but it was 9/2 too big. So 2/9 of my guess sorts it out, because now if I were to differentiate this, I know that what I'd get is This guess here multiplied by 2/9, and that cancels out with a 9/2, leaving me with what I want. Okay, so that's the reverse chain rule. We're going to work through a bunch of different cases of reverse chain rule. And in the next video, though, we've got a few extension questions for those who are keen to try some real challenges. I'll see you there.